Greetings, I am the Dark Fae, and I am here today doing a makeup look inspired by Seventeen's newest song, Fear, which I think came out on September 16th, and so I'm really excited, and we're just gonna jump right in. So first off, K-pop stars, of course, are known for their very clear looking, like glass skin. Don't have glass skin, but so to kind of like help brighten up my complexion, I'm just going to be using a BB cream. This is the Miba Natural Ion Calcium Mineral BB Cream. It only comes in one color, but it has UV protection and also whitening properties. Ordinarily, for my normal makeup routine, I mix this a little bit with some foundation, just because with these brightening properties, it does kind of get a little bit ashy. And so I kind of mix in a little bit of a warmer foundation to kind of warm it up. I'm just applying this on my bare skin. Ordinarily, I would prime first, but with just BB cream, I can kind of get away with not doing it, so I'm not going to do it today. So BB cream, I kind of warm it up on my hand, and what I actually do is I dot it on my face and then use the sponge to blend it. I haven't justified really like buying beauty blenders because it seems just really expensive just for a sponge, so I just use these like drugstore cosmetic sponges, and then I'll show you how I do my makeup, which might be egregiously wrong, but you know, it's what I do. Just kind of dot it all over the face. Oh, it's so funny. Do a little bit on the eyelids as well. And I really like this BB cream because you can kind of like build up the coverage with this one, and I find it's pretty good about like not creasing and not really settling into pores. So once I have my face looking like this, I'm gonna go ahead and just blend it out. Actually, using my web camera, but it's a little small, so I'm gonna you can already kind of see the difference. So blend out the eyes, blend out the area around the mouth. For me in particular, I have to kind of worry about my nose and like my cheeks on the side of my nose, because those tend to get the most oily and the product tends to crease the most there. And so now my skin is a lot brighter and much more even in complexion. Let me see. I ordinarily don't wear that much makeup, but since I'm not mixing it with foundation, I'm going to add just a little bit, like another very thin layer. And I like to work in thin layers like this instead of kind of putting all of the product on my face at once, because it kind of helps to prevent like a cake face. It doesn't build up kind of too quickly. This way it kind of blends in better and it looks much more natural. Okay, let's blend it up pretty well. And now I'm going to go ahead and set that with some powder. This is the Maybelline Fit Me Matte and Poreless powder. This is actually a pressed powder, but I'm going to kind of load it up on my brush because I don't want it to be super cakey. And for me, this is just the easiest way to get a kind of like a natural finish. But if you're all about like the cake and the the full coverage makeup, go for what you would usually use. Down. And the way I kind of make sure it's set is I kind of run my hands across my face, and if it feels smooth and not like still tacky from like the cream or like liquid foundation, then I'm good. And of course, applying this as like a loose powder will take a little longer to get it to set well, but that's okay. I usually use a different powder for this, but for this one I kind of wanted a little bit more coverage and a little bit more brightening. Okay, and I think we're good on that front. Actually, just make sure my eyes are kind of set. Okay, we're good. Now onto the fun part, the eyes. So I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. Ooh, hello. Welcome to my face now. So for Seventeen's makeup looks in their Fear music video, I have like some reference pictures on my phone that I'm looking at, but I'll put some media here. But they kind of primarily go with kind of like a brown smoky eye, and then I'm going to kind of use mostly probably the closest like examples that I could get of their makeup would be like Wonwoo, Vernon, Joshua, and Jonghan. So I'll put pictures up as I explain. But yeah, so I'm gonna start off with what am I gonna start off with? My Million Red Modify palette. I showed this in my KCON haul video, and I think I've used it. Actually, I haven't used it on video yet, but I really like this palette. And I'm going to be taking a fluffy brush and just taking this kind of a neutral brown color, and I'm going to just start kind of deepening my crease with it. Ordinarily, I wouldn't really use brushes, and I'll probably end up using my fingers quite a bit, but to at least apply eyeshadow. But for the crease, because I do want it soft and smoky, I find that using a brush is the easiest. So I'm just gonna start off by kind of sweeping this along the lash line and then up into the crease and just buffing it out. And this time I'm going to be doing both eyes at once, so we'll see how that goes. So, same here, kind of applying it. When I apply my crease colors, I usually start kind of on the outer corner, or outer third. Apply it, and then kind of sweep it along the lash line, and then buff it upwards into the crease. Ooh. Kind of like that. I'm gonna see, make sure they're even. So I'm gonna darken this one a little bit. Okay, so in the beginning, Wonwoo is kind of in like this reddish light, and but you can still tell that his eyes like have shadow on them, and they're kind of like a shimmery brown smoky look. It's kind of like a lighter shimmer in the middle and then like a darker inner and outer corner. So I'm going to try and replicate that. So going into my Tarteist Pro Remix kit makeup palette, I'm going to be taking this color called Spin, and now I'm just going to start using my fingers. So when applying makeup on your eyes, you generally don't want to put a lot of pressure. You don't want to like drag the skin around your eyes because it can damage your skin because your eyelids are very delicate. So you want to take your weakest finger, which is your fourth finger. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and apply it on the center of my lids. And then I'm going to use my middle finger to blend it out. Sitting on my left eye. Yep. And then I'm going to actually take a little bit of this color right here, just called, try to not like show you everything in this mirror, this color called Inspiration. And I'm gonna just apply a tiny little bit onto the center of the lid and blend it out to kind of give it just a little bit more pop, to actually dilute that color just a tad. Okay, now I'm going to go in with this color called Wall Art, this color right here on the palette. And I'm going to start applying that on the outer corners as well as the inner corners to darken them. Here. Making sure you really blend it out because this is a smoky look. You don't want any harsh edges. So then you kind of have, by applying the shadow on both the inner corner, or the inner third and the outer third, you kind of get this like dimensional effect. So your eyes will like pop a little bit more. See? I'm actually going to darken it a little bit more using my Tartelette in Bloom packet. Why do I keep saying packet? Palette. And I'm actually going to take a little combination of, what are these, Rebel and Leader. And I'm going to use that to darken the inner and outer third as well. So I kind of just like tap on the color about where I want it, and then I start blending very gently, not pushing or dragging. Very gently blending that out. I think I'm actually also going to deepen the crease just a tiny bit, again with the same two colors, Rebel and Leader, using my fluffy brush, just applying a tiny bit on the edges and then blending it into the crease. Not too much, and again, making sure that it's a very soft blend. Just the tiniest bit. Okay, and that is the upper lash line done. Upper lash line, upper lid done. And so Joshua has kind of like a rosy gold highlight here and a little bit of like a peachy brown shimmery color on the lash line. So that's what I'm going to be doing on mine. I'm going to take my Million Red palette, and I'm actually going to take a little bit of this peachy color and this, like the tiniest dab of this very bright orange. and I'm actually going to run that on my lower lash line to kind of give it a warmer undertone. It's very gently. Too much, too much. If you apply too much, don't worry, just blend it out. Okay, so now that my lower lash line is nice and smoked out, I'm going to add a little bit of, in this Tartelette and Bloom palette, I'm going to add a little bit of this color, which is like a shimmery, not shimmery, kind of like a shiny brown color. Occurs to me that maybe I should have swatched these. But taking it on my pinky finger, I'm going to kind of fade it out along the outer third of my lower lash line. I think I went a little bit too orange on my lower lash line, but that's okay. So I'm gonna, oh no, oops, accidentally just gouged out a bunch of my eyeshadow, no. It's okay. I'm gonna take a little bit more of this kind of peachy color and just kind of use it to blend out the orange. Just a tad. And then once that's good, I'm going to highlight this inner corner. This time with, oh, it's all over my phone. And now I'm going to highlight the inner corner using my liner brush, and I'm going to be using the Pro Remix palette, the color Sway. Just gonna take it. It's kind of a rosy gold kind of a color, and I'm just gonna highlight the inner third. Just like that. And then I think for eyeshadow, we are good. Actually, let me see. Actually, I'm going to take a little bit of Sway, and a little bit of Graffiti, which is like a shimmery red. I'm going to run that along like the very bottom of my lash line. Kind of blend in the shimmer. Just a little bit. Okay, there we go. Now time for eyeliner. Normally for like male K-pop makeup looks, they don't usually use like mascara really, but I'm going to kind of girlify it a little bit and add that. But first for eyeliner, I've noticed that their eyeliner is really soft and mostly it's kind of focused on the upper lash line. So what I'm going to do is kind of like tight line my eyes, not on the waterline, but I'm going to just like kind of fill in the lash line a little bit. And then on the lower lash line, I'm actually not really going to do a whole lot or anything at all. I'm just going to kind of line this inner part a little bit. And in this one, I'm not going to wing it out because it doesn't look like they really do anything with a wing. Oh, that looks weird. I ordinarily don't like really lining in this inner corner because my eyeliner never stays when it's there, but for the sake of the look, I'm doing it. Just using very tiny, soft strokes to fill in your lash line. Okay. So that still looks a little weird. Let me fix that real quick. And again, when you're applying eyeliner, similar to when you were applying eyeshadow, you don't want to like drag it across your eyelids. You definitely want to make tiny strokes and be very gentle. Okay, there you go. And then I'm going to go ahead and curl my lashes and apply mascara to kind of make it a little bit more complete for myself, even though they don't really have like super accentuated eyelashes. Ooh. Wow, you can't see much of a difference on camera. But just gonna do it anyway. Normally, if I apply eyeliner, I really don't use mascara, or I usually apply mascara first and then like use eyeliner to kind of accentuate. So the mascara that I'm using is one that I've been really liking, and I think it might have replaced my favorite drugstore mascara since I don't think they have the L'Oreal Manga mascara anymore. But this is the Voluminous Superstar X Fiber, the waterproof version. Looks like this. So it comes with two different formulas, I guess. The first one is kind of like the primer, and the second is like the finishing coat. So I'm gonna start with the primer. And I'm going to apply that on my lashes. Same thing on the other eye. I didn't really curl them very well, just because the eyeliner did kind of mess it up, but it's okay. I have very thin and very kind of sparse lashes that kind of just grow downwards. So I have to really work if I want them to be noticeable. So that's the primer, and then I'm going to go ahead and switch over to number 2. And the one looks like this. And so with it, the curved side kind of facing upwards to help kind of keep the curl in your lashes, I'm going to comb that through. Boom. Then again, I think on camera it doesn't really come through, but like in my mirror, I can definitely tell that how much of a difference having mascara is. Okay. And that is the eyes done. It's kind of this very not really natural looking, but it's a very neutral kind of smoky brown eye. A little bit of shimmer to it. I actually really like this look. I kind of want to try wearing this more. My everyday look is generally just like a peachy pink kind of coral color, but I really like this. Okay, and then for my next step, I'm going to take a little bit of highlighter and just kind of replicate that look of glowing skin that all K-pop idols have and that I must fake. So this is the Kasha Mochi Glow highlighter. Looks like this. Swatch it. I prefer more subtle highlighters. I'm not all about blinding people with my highlight, so I just prefer just like a tiny bit on the cheeks. And if it doesn't really look like it's showing up on camera, then I'll kind of add a little bit with my fingertip. And then just kind of blend it out. There you go. Ooh. I'm not really going to do any blush or contour. Particularly for male idols, I feel like for the most part, they just keep very clear skin, like very even toned all over. So I'm not going to be adding anything to my face apart from the highlighter. So now lastly, it's on to lips. So here's, I think Joshua again. And this wears kind of like a very kind of like watery looking tint. So I'm going to actually be wearing this Dear Darling tint by Etude House. This is the pink. Actually, I think I couldn't find the color for this one last time. Etude House, Dear Darling tint. Yeah, I don't know if there's a color. If it is, it's Jewel Edit. Nope. I don't know what it is. So, and a lot of times in like Korean makeup looks, they'll do kind of like an ombre on their lips, so it'll be darker in the center and kind of fade out. So I'm gonna start applying this on the center of my lips. And you can see how it kind of already gives that like tint, like the kind of sheen. Not quite like a gloss, but just like kind of watery and then I'm actually going to take this and kind of trace the outline of my lips. And there you have it. This is kind of look number one. I think I ordinarily would have chosen something like a little bit more red, a little bit more muted, but I don't happen to have that. But I actually also really like Jonghan's look, where it's like super pale makeup, his hair slicked back, and he kind of has like the red lip, and he kind of just like smears it across. I really like that, so I'm actually going to also try this look with a red lip. So this is the Nature Republic Triple Mousse Tint in 04 Secret Mousse? I can't read this because there's something covering it. Mousse. I think that's what it says. And then I'm going to apply this now. It's like a second look. And for this one, it seems like it was pretty like kind of a thick layer because he smeared it. So I'm just going to apply this as like a red lip all over. Actually going to use my mirror for this. I have it though, I always start in the center. I'm going to use the wand to kind of carve out my lip shape. And there you go. I think personally, I prefer actually the more sheer kind of tinted look, but this is quite pretty too. This is probably my favorite lip color that I have right now. I just don't normally do like a full lip with it. So let me zoom back out. Oof. Okay, the lighting looks way better when it's zoomed out, but this is the finished look. Gratuitous posing moments. I actually really like this. I think I see this look a lot in K-pop videos, but I've just never really tried it for myself. But yeah, maybe I'll start wearing this out kind of normally, because I feel like this is makeup that is very easy to pull off, and like really anyone can do it. So yeah, it didn't take too long either. So I think I'd tone down the lip a little bit though, to kind of a little bit more natural to go with the kind of softer eyes. But yeah, let me know what you think of this video, and let me know. Go listen to 17's new song, Fear. And thank you so much for watching. Hope you like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!